out of the swamp.
Goldman sucks. $4 million. Goldman sucks. $4 million.
Goldman sucks. $4 million. Goldman sucks. $4 million. Goldman sucks. $4 million.
Goldman sucks.
So there's a group of folks who went inside, and I want to ask them to come up and do a report of how it went on the inside. All right, come on up. If you introduce yourself, please.
I'm Beth King from Oakland.
Yay!
And Ace and the Coalition. So, glad to meet you guys. We decided to go right in there and talk to Ian Parker from Goldman Sachs face to face. And, he was just given a promotion by Goldman Sachs last year. You know why? Why? To encourage those poor young men in the bank from having such a hard financial time so they could hang in there through this hard economic recession. So they gave them a big raise to encourage them to stay with Goldman Sachs. So we decided to go talk to them today about the swap. What the swap is, it's a derivative that the banks came up with to screw cities, counties, states, hospitals, and colleges. And they have done that to the tune of over $150 billion in the last couple of years. It's a hedge on an interest rate bond. Oakland's swap, the underlying bond has been paid off for years, and we still have to pay off the bet to Goldman Sachs. $4 million a year. Anyway, so we went inside, and I said, Mr. Parker, put up my hand. He goes, yes. And I said, you are not negotiating on our swap. And he goes, excuse me. I guess I look kind of grandmotherly. And he goes, excuse me, but we are. And I said, well, we want you to come outside and talk to the people. And he says, I will come outside and talk to you all about it after I'm done here. Who thinks he's going to come outside and talk to us? You liar, pants on fire, as they say. Anyway, but we all know it's not just the swaps. They're also trying to consolidate their political power through this outrageous proposition now, Prop 32. And this is funded by the same people who are inside to make sure that we can't have any even less political voice than we have now. We've got to fight that, guys. Thanks for your support in the swaps. We're going to stop the swaps. Oakland, we're fighting hard. It's our libraries, it's our fire service, it's our youth programs, it's our senior programs. It's a big deal, and it's got to stop now. Thank you so much.
All right, so now I'd like to point out actually who some of these bad bankers in there are who are funding Prop 32 or on the inside right now. David L. Basson, wealth advisor for Morgan Stanley. Anuka M. Balog, financial advisor to Morgan Stanley. Mark Friedenberg, banker at Wells Fargo. Adam Irie, real estate at Wells Fargo. Wade Winter, banker at City National Bank. William Bronza, real estate agent of Bank of America. These bankers want to be the only voice in politics. They know that voices of librarians, nurses, firefighters, and community members are more powerful than anything they can buy. So they want to silence our unions. Are we going to let them do that? No! Are we going to let them do that? Yes or no? No way. So now to introduce someone who can connect a little bit on the Prop 30, 32, and the bankers. I'd like to give a warm welcome to Tim Paulson from the San Francisco Labor Council.
Great. Thank you, Ramses. Listen, it's great. It's middle of the week. It's campaign season. And we've got labor, community, and Occupy all coming together for the same causes that we've been screaming about all year round. The foreclosure crisis, everything that is bad with the financial system really comes to a hilt in a type of a protest that we have today. Proposition 32, for those of you who don't know, was carefully written by its knuckleheads inside and their consultants. And it was written in a way so that if you looked at it and say, well, this is going to shut down the corporations as well as the unions. Well, it's a total lie. No on 32 is a total lie. It only shuts down workers and their unions. The super PACs, all of the people at Citizens United said, and I think it was you that said, corporations are people, that's a bunch of BS. They still get to write all those checks. The next thing you know, if Proposition 32 passes, Meg Whitman types will be the governor next time around. We get outspent like 15 to 1 as it is, but it's being on the street having troops to get stuff done. They want to take away our 1. That's what this is all about, and we really encourage everybody to get to vote. We also want to say that the Prop 30 that's on the ballot, which is going to be able to fund more in schools and social services, it's the same corporatos that are throwing money to try to defeat that also. I mean, their agenda is clear, it's vicious, it's bad, and we have to keep on the street, we have to vote, we have to continue to move forward. So I want to thank everybody, midweek campaign season, for coming out for this rally to make sure that we make our voices heard. And what makes it even worse, that this is, in San Francisco, this Hyatt is a boycotted hotel. So they've essentially crossed a picket line to get into this hotel to do the nefarious business that they're done. So everybody's coming together. It doesn't get any worse than this. Thanks everyone for coming out. And I gotta run because I want to make sure that all of us get Eric Marr reelected.
Hey, and so in terms of getting out the vote and talking to our neighbors and fellow San Franciscans and Oaklanders about what's all going on, here in San Francisco, these next 2 Saturdays, we're going to be doing election mobilization. This Saturday from SEIU 10 to 1's office at 10 a.m. and the following Saturday from ACE's office at 10:30. I have some flyers about it that I'm going to pass around. Please come, go door knocking with us, talk to neighbors about 30 and 32, and help us have a stronger country because of it. So I'm going to pass this off to Rob.
A, C, and E.
Great, do it.
Hey, it's very important that we get out here and like our delegate there that's for the union said, Proposition A, Proposition C. Measure C, Measure E. Those are very important. We want to tax the corporations downtown here in San Francisco, and that's what E will do. It will give us extra money in the kitty for the city, and I hope that they use that also to develop homes like Proposition C stands for. Proposition C is for our community to get the homes for seniors, homes for low-income folks, to have that power, that opportunity to have a home that they can call their own. That's what Prop C is going to support. Prop A, like you said, is for the schools, but you know, Prop C can invest in both of those. If we just go ahead and do what we have the power to do, and that's vote. Get out there and vote, and pass it on to your friends and your neighbors, and so even people you don't like, tell them they gotta vote, because if we don't vote, we don't have nobody to blame but ourselves when we see things are not going our way, the working people's way. All right, pass it on.
Okay. For the chance. Thank everybody. Thank you, everybody. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for coming out. Don't forget to vote yes on 30, no on 32. Thanks to the folks who spent their afternoon out here to hold the banks accountable, especially to the folks who went on the inside, trying to do that as well from the inside. Now we just want to finish a little chant for everybody.
Just remember ACE, like the housing place.
Yes or no? No on 32.
I know that.
Don't believe 32 lies. Get out there and organize. Don't believe 32 lies. Get out there and organize.
Don't believe
32 lies. Get out there and organize. Don't believe 32 lies. Get out there and organize. Don't believe 32 lies. Get out there and organize.
Hey, great job, everybody. Great job. So when's our next big rally?
Yeah.
Go on. When's the next?
Good.
Yeah.
All right, and everyone assembled. I would like to bring up an interesting situation that occurred about 45 minutes ago in front of the Fed. One of our Occupy comrades, Nick Grady, was arrested for allegedly littering. But it wasn't only his detention and arrest that was interesting about this alleged littering scam. It was the fact that the cops pushed his head into the ground, and we feel that is quite inappropriate for a usually courteous SFPD. So if everyone could show their support for the continuing Occupy sites at the 101 and at Montgomery Post, please, you're all invited to hang out with us anytime. But please try to show support for Mick and the rest of the 101 tribe who are constantly under the threat of arrest for doing what they do best, which is standing up against No Sit, No Lie and asserting our First Amendment rights until we die.
All right, so it looks like the gathering is concluded. Thank y'all for watching. I urge you all, if you are in San Francisco, to vote yes on measures A, C, and E like Earl. And everybody in California should vote yes on 30 and no on 32. 38 is a mixed bag, but you know, what isn't these days? So 38, if 30 doesn't pass, 38 would still be a good thing, but it would not prevent the trigger cuts that would still happen if 30 does not pass. And if 30 and 38 pass, which are both pro-school initiatives, the one with the highest votes gets implemented. So we're hoping that 30 is the one with the highest votes, but in lieu of 32, losing 38 would not be a horrible thing. It just takes 2 years to implement it and does not stop the trigger cuts. And yes on 37, GMO labeling, although I do have issues with it not covering things like meat, dairy, and alcohol, but some labeling is better than nothing.